Day 16. Oh, wow. Good morning, everybody. I'm getting a really late start. It's probably close to 10 o'clock now. It's been raining all freaking night. Big storms. I did something I don't do. I stayed in the shelter, and I'm glad I did. It rained cats and dogs last night, and it was still raining when we woke up this morning. I stayed in the shelter with 3 other people. My lost sloth that I found a day or so ago. We hiked together all day yesterday and had a really good time. It was so much fun hiking with somebody who's hiking your pace, and you can have pleasant, good conversation with. So it was a lot of fun. We had another guy that showed up later, and I've already forgotten his name. He didn't talk a lot. He listened mostly. And then I got to hang out with a young lady named Moon. And she is one of those people that, for me, you make that instant friendship connection with, like I did with Jen, like I did with Sulu, like I did with Elizabeth. And I could go on and on and on. Those are the 3 people that are fresh in my mind right now. And we just, we both had that connection. So I think she's going south. I'm going north. So the chances are I will never see her again. But my one evening and one morning experience with her, I will never forget. She's a delightful, delightful lady. And we had so many things in common. But, you know, when you meet somebody and you have that instant bond, I love this trail for that reason, because I've met so many people like that out here, and she's another one that I will remember. And she even said this morning, "Friends for life." I like it. I'm happy. I was talking to Deb last night and telling her about Moon, and she was excited because she knows that for me out here, when I meet people like that, it just makes me happy. And so today's going to be a great day. We stalled leaving the shelter because we were having so much fun talking to one another. And it was just a joy. I think for her, she's not a real experienced hiker yet, but she does love to hike. And we kind of went through some things in her pack, and I told her that, you know, different things work for different people. You know, I told her how I do things, how I've seen other people do things, and it gave her a lot of good ideas. And I showed her some things with the bear hang. Ella, if you're watching, I wish that I'd had more time to show you the bear hang, but I guarantee you by now you've learned it and you'll be great at it. But they had an older cable bear hang there that the cables were no longer attached, and you could see that so many people had gotten their ropes hung up on the cable that was still there, trying to hang their food bags. They weren't doing it smartly. We did it smartly. There was 3 of us that hung our food bags, and they all went up good. They all came down good. So I was happy about that. But anyways, it just, yeah. People like that make me happy. I want everybody in the world to be like Moon. Yeah, I do. So Moon, if you're watching this, girl, you're awesome. I hope someday we get to see each other again. If not, just know that you had a very positive impact on my day yesterday, on my morning today, and on my life. And I appreciate you. I hope you watch my videos. I hope we stay in touch. I will try to do my part. I suck at it sometimes. But yeah, very cool. All right, here's the deal for the day. And by the way, I'll put up a picture of Moon somewhere in this video clip. But today, you can see trail's wet, everything's wet. Most of today is downhill. We're only going 5.8 miles. Getting into Knock, Nampahala Outdoor Center. And the first thing I'm going to do when I get there is go to the outfitter store. I need some rain pants. I'll try to be smart. Last time I was out on the trail, I bought rain pants. And I thought I bought them big enough, but I didn't, because I absolutely destroyed them on Wildcat D in the whites. And ripped them from the waist all the way down to the ankle. And had to put them together with KT tape for the rest of the trip. And it worked, but definitely not ideal. I still have those pants. I can't throw them away because they took me to Katahdin. And but I do need a new pair. I'll get a larger size this time, because I know that later on this year we're going to be up in Vermont hiking with Navigator. And I need rain pants that are not going to rip out when I have to take huge steps up and or down. But I also need a new headlamp. My headlamp, which was a name brand quality headlamp, but I guess the battery just said I'm done. It'll hold a charge for about 4 or 5 minutes. Yesterday morning, it held a charge long enough to get me from my tent to the privy, and then it died. And I had no light, and it was dark, and I had to work my way back to my tent in the dark, except for there was one short little sequence there where the lost sloth had passed me going to the privy, and so I got lights through the tougher part of that short little trail back to my tent. Anyways, yeah, I need a new headlamp. So there goes another $120. Rain pants are going to run about $80 for a quality pair. Headlamp is going to run maybe around $40 for a quality headlamp. But I need the headlamp. I want the rain pants. I need the headlamp. It's weird. I hardly ever use my headlamp when I hike the trail in 23 and 24. Maybe a couple times. Only one time did I night hike, and that was coming into the first shelter after Winding Stair Gap. And but other than that, I just never used it. I never had a need for it. It always got light early enough. But anyways, it is what it is. I've used it. I've used my headlamp I probably 7 or 8 times now. And, that's just the way it works out here sometimes. So, got to get a new one. And, most of today, as you'll see by the graph at the end of the video, is downhill. Although you can't prove it by me right now, because most of the time that I've been on the trail this morning, it's been uphill. So at some point I'm going to get to the part that goes the rest of the way downhill. I'm looking forward to it. No big climbs today. A whole bunch of these little bitty ones. And rain's starting to pick up a little bit. I don't want to get my phone wet. So I'm going to put this away until it completely stops. I don't know if you can see a lot of mist. I'm hot and sweaty already. And I'm sure I haven't gone a mile yet. But I'm wearing a raincoat and my hoodie, my hiking shirt, and an undershirt. Since I did sleep in the shelter last night, I had to get out of my hiking clothes and put on my shorts and a tank top. And I just didn't bother with taking it off this morning. With a lady present, it was just too difficult. So I just got to have it all on together. Not a big deal. When I get to where I'm stopping today, at Gorgeous Stays, I'll take some video there. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful hostel. I contacted the folks this morning, around 7:30, and let them know that I'd be coming in a little bit later than I expected because of the rain, and they're fine with that. they have their Easter service to go to, and then a lot of the hikers, they said, that were there last night are getting a late start also because of the rain. The rain is almost done. Got maybe, according to the forecast, maybe another hour of light rain and drizzle. And so by me starting late, that gives them plenty of time to clean up after last night's hikers and overnighters and get ready for today's. And so not a big deal. Initially I was supposed to get in there around noon. Now I'm not going to get in there until maybe 2, somewhere around 2. That'll give me time to have a lunch at the restaurant at Knock, get my gear at their outfitter store, send them a text, have them come pick me up, and then rest for the next 2 nights. And I need it. I have to admit that I'm a little bit energized today because I just had a great time talking to Moon. She's awesome. There's no doubt in my mind that if Deb ever meets her, she will like her just like she liked Jen, just like she liked Navigator, just like she liked Sula. 3 of my favorite ladies in this world. And sometimes I think, even though I became friends with them all first, I think they all like Deb a little bit better than me. I don't know that that's true, but it feels like that sometimes. Not that they don't show appreciation and love for me like I do for them. It's just a feeling, but that's okay. I don't mind that at all. I love these women, all 4 of them, and I get to see them. I get to see them all in the next 2-3 weeks. So I'm excited. And I'll keep repeating that because I'm excited. You know, it's so different than when I'm at home. And I'm pretty much isolated in my house because the people there are not the people here. Without being offensive to them, I'll just leave it at that. I think people that have watched my videos understand where I come from and what I come from and why it's not a happy place for me. So I have made a decision out on this trail this time about my house. It's time. When I get home, I will put my house up for sale. I will try to do it by owner first, and that way I don't have to pay. I don't have to pay a real estate agent. Not a fan of real estate agents. They're part of the problem in our country today. And so we'll see. If that doesn't work, I'll give it a couple of months. If that doesn't work, then I'll get a real estate. Although I think what's going to happen, the minute I put my house up for sale by owner, I'm going to get swamped by real estate agents who want to make their commission. And I have one person in particular that I would use, but not at a 6% commission rate. Not going to happen. The value of my house is too much, and I'm not paying an outrageous amount of money to somebody who does very little work. Yeah. In the big picture, real estate agents, especially today when houses are selling like hotcakes, real estate agents don't have to do a whole hell of a lot. Most of the work is done by the lawyers, and we'll see. Anyways, yeah, it's time. It's time to get out of where I live and leave the people and the memories behind. I think that's the only way I'm going to do it, is to get out of there. And all right, man, come on. Where's the downhill? Far out. You're lying, baby. You're lying to me. All right, I'm going to put this phone away because it's starting to rain a little bit harder. I need to dry it off and put it in my pocket. So, see you. All right, I've come a little over 4 miles, maybe 4.5 miles. Got right around a mile left to go. This has been an adventure. Most of this has been downhill, and it's wet and it's slick. The trail is narrow, and you get to sections like this where you have to negotiate these very, very, very slick routes. I don't care what kind of shoes you're wearing, unless they got spikes on them. They're slick. There's sections that are just mud, and I've seen a couple of spots where people have bit the dust. In one case, you can see where both of their feet went over the edge, and they were able to catch themselves. I can relate because I did the same thing. I've had 2 falls in the last probably 2 miles, maybe 3. First one was not so much of a fall as it was a slide down, and my poles, I could see that it was slick because somebody had slid there before. So I was very cautious, and even then, luckily I had my poles solid into the ground, and it saved me from a bigger fall. So I just kind of slid down onto the back of my pack. The second fall, I was not so lucky. My downhill leg slid out from under me. I damn near did the splits. And look at this. You know, it's just almost impossible to negotiate this when it's wet. If you step on one of those roots, your feet are coming out from under you. So you got to try to find the flat spots in between the roots. Sometimes that's not always possible. But yeah, I hit a muddy spot. And again, I saw where it was slick. And I really dug in my poles to assist me. And it did not matter. That bottom foot went right out from under me. Like I said, I damn near did the splits. And ended up with both feet over the edge. You can see the edge here. I went over the edge, and the only thing that saved me was I dug my downward foot into the ground as hard as I could, and the one pole that was still pointing downhill, I dug it in, almost like you would on a snowy or an icy mountain. And it kept me from going probably, I don't know, this is level. And that's where you go if you fall. And I thought, oh shit, here we go. I'm going to be at the bottom. And how bad am I going to get injured? But luckily, I only went down about 4 feet. Was able to dig in my feet and my pole. And I was able to scramble back up. It was a little scary. Not going to lie. It was a moment. Here, you got to find the flat spot in between the roots. And it's hard to do. It's just slick. But I don't know. Yeah, look here. Yeah, I went down pretty good, but I'm fine, not injured. All's well that ends well. It's a story that I get to tell now, and I love my stories. Yeah, you get sections like this, it looks okay, but it's muddy, it's slick. You know, most of the ground here has some rocks and gravel in it, and it gives you good traction. But you can't always tell because it's so wet if it's got some rocks in there that are going to help you with your grip, or if it's just mud. And I'm trying to get down as quick as possible. It looks like the rain has stopped. I see things clearing up out in the distance. The mountains you can see now. I couldn't see them 15 minutes ago. But I'm not going to lie. I'm going faster than I probably should because I wanted to get out of the rain, and I'm hungry. I sure hope that, I know it's Easter Sunday. I hope I know that the outfitter store is open. I'm building a list in my mind of things that I need. I need rain pants. I need a new headlamp. I need some shower shoes that I did not bring this time. And so I'm just going to buy a cheap pair of shower shoes so I can take a shower in the hostel. I don't really worry too much about that in hotels because they do sanitize and clean. I'm sure they do at the hostels also. I just, they can't do it after every shower. So the worst thing in the world is athlete's foot. I've had it before, don't want it again. So shower shoes, and what else? There was something else that I had on my list. It'll come to me. So I need a few items at the outfitter store, and then I'm going to go to the restaurant, which is right next door. And I got a hankering for greasy cheeseburger, man. Greasy cheeseburger and a Coke. No beer on Easter Sunday, even though I'm not a religious kind of person. I'll respect it by just having a soda and not an alcoholic beverage. So, all right. What a day. It's really, really been a great day. these are the days that honestly I live for out here on the trail, because even though the trail is difficult, it's short, but it's difficult. 2 falls, whoop-de-doo, I'm fine. It was an adventure. The trail seems to be leveling out a little bit more. I've got the last mile to go. I should be able to start hearing vehicles down on the road pretty soon. But, you know, today I got a hug from Moon. So in our conversation, we had the same kind of connection. And this is a friendship connection. So all you filthy-minded people, knock it off. God. You know, each time I've come back from the trail, I've had old perverts, male and female, say, "Wow, you sure are hiking with a lot of women out there." What I'm hiking with are fellow hikers who become great friends of mine. And if you can't be friends with the opposite sex without being fucking whacked out about your perversions, that's not on me. That's not on you. Or that's not on me. That is on you, I should say. You know, I've had the pleasure of hiking with young Ella out here, a young 20-something-year-old, just out of college, and had an absolute blast with that young lady. We were talking last night about how this trail, it takes age out of everything. You're all fellow hikers, and you're out here to do your thing. And at the same time, if you can help somebody, you help somebody, whether it's with a piece of advice or a piece of tape for their blister. It just doesn't matter. We're all doing this thing together, and it brings us, regardless of age, to levels of friendship that most people will never understand. They'll never understand. And I think about Ella every day. So if you're watching this, Ella, I'm thinking about you every day. When I get to the hostel tonight, I'll definitely be shooting you a text, see how you're doing. Same with young Connor. I haven't checked on him in a few days, and I'm curious to see if he was able to recover from his injuries and get back on the trail, or if he's gone home. Either way, it doesn't matter. You know, this youngster had the balls to come out here and give it a shot, and I sincerely hope he's still on the trail. But if he's not, you know what? It's in his mind, and he now knows that he can do this. He just needs to work on some of the body's weaknesses, not his weaknesses, but his body's weaknesses. And when he does that and he gets them under control, he can come out here and do this. He's got the mindset for it. He certainly has the physical strength for it. Sometimes the body just like, the body's going to do what the body's going to do. But anyways, I can't wait to see Connor again when the next time I run through Lexington. If he's there, I'll let him know I'm coming through, and I'll meet up with him. He's promised me a dinner, but I'm not going to have that youngster pay for my dinner. You know, he is now a part of my adventure out here, a part of my life, and yeah, he's a good kid. I can't wait to see him again. And then, of course, I met Sloth yesterday. Well, I met him a few days ago, but yesterday we hiked together all day, and I'll see him again when I go up to Vermont, where he lives. He's going home. He only came out here to section hike. He's going home, and I want to tell you something. I don't see too many people that are so devoted to their partner. He is so in love with his wife. It is wonderful to see. I think he said they've been together 30 plus years, and it's just wonderful. In just a couple days, one full day with him, I have a friend, and when we go up to Vermont later this year to do a section hike, I'll definitely be stopping in to see him, or get it set up where he can come see us. So hopefully that all works out as I want it to. But yeah, I mean, I'll never forget the guy. I'm hoping to see him down here at the restaurant. Right now, he's trying to get a flight home, and because he's done, he's finished the section and he's ready to go home. And then of course, Moon. You know, that's the kind of connection that I had with Sula, with Jen, with Elizabeth. Those people that just brighten my day because of who they are and how they conduct themselves, and just beautiful people with beautiful souls. Yeah, I love it, man. God, I love this trail. This trail is hard. This trail sucks. But I love this trail for what it's done for me in my life. The friendships I've made, and my trail family, Navigator, Ninja, Cole, Country Roads. I mean, I love these people. I truly, truly love these people with all my heart. I get emotional when I think about it. I don't have a lot of people like that in my life. Where I live is not conducive to having those kind of people in my life. And I do have 2 or 3 very close friends there. And they know how I feel about them. Love them to death. And I always will. One of them is worried that when I leave, he'll never see me again. I promise you, he knows who I'm talking about if he's watching. I promise you, we will see each other many, 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 many more times. Anyways, I'm just babbling along. And what a great day. This is one of those moments that I certainly live for, where I just love my life. And when I think about the people in it that are important to me, it just covers me like a security blanket. And I will. Some people will think I'm weak for being that way. I'm not weak. The people in my life that I love that much, they're the strength in my life, not weakness. Wow, I wish this trail had been like this all the way down. That was a scary fall I took a while ago. I really thought I was going over all the way over the edge. And luckily I was able to dig in with my foot and my pole and stop my fall. But it was straight down, and it was going to be, I was probably going to get hurt. And there wasn't a lot of trees to stop me. And I was going to go down a long, long way. But it wasn't meant to be. This day is a good day. So, one other thing that I want to throw out. This was another Papa Bear moment. For people who have watched my stuff, you know that I really, really, really enjoy helping people. It's what I was meant to do. And I think I mentioned the other day that I ran into a father and daughter from the Netherlands. Wonderful people. The young girl, and I don't know how old she is. She's probably still a teenager. But she spoke very good English, and we had wonderful conversations. And they're inexperienced hikers, but she has wanted to do this trail for a few years. Ever since she read about it as a youngster. She's still a youngster, but as a younger youngster. And when she got to this point in her life where she was between, I think, high school and college, her father retired and said, all right, let's go do it. And it's so cool. He is so supportive of his daughter. She is so supportive of him. And it was just a wonderful relationship to see. And she was having some issues with blisters. And, for me, I've had tons of them. I know how to deal with them. And I hooked her up with some tape and some scissors to wrap the blisters around her toes and her heels. And they passed us. We were at the shelter yesterday. They passed us, and they were up on a ridge. And I hear somebody yell, a young girl yell, "Papa Bear!" And so I knew immediately who it was. And the first thing I thought, I yelled back to her, "How are your feet?" She said, "They are wonderful. Thank you so much." And her father then throws in, "Papa Bear, you are all she has talked about all day long." And That's the kind of stuff that makes me feel so good inside, knowing that I was able to help somebody in such a small way, a couple of pieces of tape, and it made her life better. And I wish I had their contact information. I don't. I'd love to stay in touch with them. I'd love to see how they finish. And I know they're going to finish. They just have that kind of grit and determination. And but it just made my day. And even though I do care about people knowing that I'm a good guy, that I'm there to help people. That part's not huge. Just knowing in my heart what I've done is enough for me. But it was extra cool because Sloth got to see that, and Moon got to see that, and they got to see that, the stories I was telling them about the trail and how people help me and how I help other people. It showed them that I wasn't blowing smoke, and it was wonderful because they heap praise on me. And God, I love, listen, that's my personality type. If you give me praise, it just makes me feel good, and it makes me want to do more things to help more people. Anyways, I just thought I'd tell that story. It's one of those stories that I'll certainly remember all my life, and knowing that somebody from far, far away will carry on, as Connor said, the legend of Papa Bear. Connor, you're a nut, man. Legend my ass. I'm just trying to be a good person and do the right thing. I have so much empathy for people, and that's the biggest thing that's missing from a large part of our population, is that they have zero empathy. They don't give a rat's ass about it. They pretend to, but oh boy, see that root right there. I almost did into a triple. Don't want to do that. These roots are just above the ground. I got to be careful. But hang on a second. Hang on. I'll be right back. All right. Sorry about that. I needed to blow my nose. All right. I see people camping down here. I'm going to put this away. This is the knock. That's where it came from this morning. Over here, they have the outfitter store. Over there, the restaurant. Their general store. And I'm just sitting here waiting for my ride to take me down to Gorgeous Stays. And excited to be here. So I just arrived at Gorgeous Stays half an hour, 45 minutes ago. I've already gotten a shower. And Gorgeous Stays, if you didn't watch my video from 3 years ago, this is it again. They have got double-decker bus up there. They've got places up there. They've got another bus here, tiny house, little trailer, the chicken coop. These are all tiny houses that people stay in. This is the main house. Down at the bottom, they've got just an absolutely gorgeous bathroom. Men and women, they've got 2 showers in each one of them. All the hot water you could possibly ever use. Big and open field down here. Picnic area for people. One of the changes that they've made here is they've got an outdoor kitchen for the hikers or whoever to use. But Gorgeous Stays. It's just awesome. It's run by a lady named Wendy and her husband. I believe his name is Scott. If I'm wrong, I'll fix it later. Somebody out there enjoying the sunshine. And after the rainy night and early what day we had, this is nice. I'm going to bring up my tent out here. Probably not tonight. Let the ground dry out really well, and I'll bring my tent out and get it dried out. But yeah, I think that's a gentleman that Deb gave a ride to when she dropped me off at Winding Stair Gap. She gave a ride to 2 hikers that were hitchhiking, and they are here. This is the first little tiny house. Each one of them has a different scheme, and yeah. It's beautiful. This is great. They've got a platform up there. They've got tenting platforms down here. There's a young family that I met on the trail. It's a mom and dad, young people with 2 young children, and they're just they're a delightful family. And when I saw them again at the Knock, they were trying to find a place to just rent a tent platform. And well, Red Wolf Inn, love it. All these little tiny houses. Most of these, I think one of them is for 4 people, one of them is for 2 people. I know this one here is for 2 people because this is where I stayed the last time I was here. Now me, I have the yurt down here. I have it all to myself. I'm gonna love it. I'll wait till you see the inside of this thing. It's beautiful. I love it. They've got a couple more yurts down here, canvas tents. And a lot of times when you get into these things, they're full of mold and blah, blah, blah. And they're not the cleanest thing. These things are freaking spotless. Picnic area down there. You go around here. So these are a little bit bigger than the one I'm staying in. But tenting platforms here. And the young family is going to be down here a little bit after 5. They're getting something to eat right now, and the owners are going to pick them up around 5 when they pick up some other hikers. And I'm not sure what happened, but somehow they got their own tent platform, and they're going to be just fine for the night. The kids are going to be happy because they're going to get showers and good bathrooms, and it's going to be fun. So let's see. All right, this is my place for tonight. Let me shrink this up a little bit. There's heaters, there's fans. This is my bed. How cool is this? Deb would love this. My little wash station. You can get fresh water out of there, and microwave, little refrigerator. I got I got a sofa and a day bed if somebody else stays here. But this is all mine tonight, and a little mini RV bathroom kind of thing. You can only go pee here. If you got to go the other way, you got to go up to the main house. But this is cool, man. This is cool. It's yeah, I love it. I love it. So anyways, this is where I'm gonna stay for the next 2 nights, and yeah, I'm gonna enjoy it. So I will talk with you all later. Enjoy your evening or day, wherever you're at in your day. And because I'm certainly going to. I'm out of the rain, I'm out of the mud, and got a good place to stay. So later.